Hey, this is Dave and Rich again at housebarons.com, and today we're going to show you how to make drywall repairs. First things first, you need a simple blade, and this is probably a 4-inch blade, and you just need something that has a nice straight edge to it. We also purchased this, it's called Drywall Mud, and because we're doing a lot of work, we got a whole big bucket. You can get it in much smaller amounts, and you can also get it in a powder that you can mix. But this is already pre-mixed and the right consistency, and so all we do is get a little bit on the blade, and it's not much, and it's like the consistency of peanut butter. And so what we have here is a scrape on your wall, and you're going to have these all the time, and obviously you just can't paint over that because it's about 1/8 inch deep, but a little bit of mud in the blade can make this all just go away. And so you just put it on there like you're frosting a cake. What you're trying to do is just real smooth consistency. As it dries, it may indent a little bit, and then you just come back the next day and do one more coat over that. But the whole goal is to keep it as thin and smooth as possible. When it's all dried, we'll go over it with a little bit of sandpaper, real fine sandpaper to make it smooth, and then prime and paint. Okay, here's another drywall repair that's pretty common in a lot of houses. It's called nail pops. When you look at these, you can see over the years, if they use nails rather than screws to put your drywall up, nail pops happen where they just kind of pop out and form a kind of a blemish. And so all you can do is take a hammer and pound that back in. So now that the nails are back where they are, but now you have the reverse problem, you got divots. So what we're going to do is, just like we did with the previous scrape, you just go ahead and take a little drywall mud on your blade, and you just go over those holes and fill them in just ever so smoothly and let that dry. If it needs a little more after it dries, you go ahead and put a second coat on, and after that's all done, all you gotta do is sand, prime, and paint. Here's another example of a problem where we've got we put this piece of drywall up and I thought all the nails were removed and this one wasn't, so it created a bit of a cavern there. That's a deep hole. What we're going to do on this is we're going to go put mud over it, and then we're going to put tape over it to just help. Sometimes if the mud is too deep, it'll end up cracking, and down the road it'll give you a ugly repair. So we're going to put a little tape on this one, and but first, same thing as always, a little mud on your blade, and you can fill that hole in, but not overdo it. And so that's you try to keep it just above level with the hole. And then I've got this is paper tape, and this is a common, you can get this in any store, it's not expensive. You can get it also as a mesh, and the mesh would probably be a better fix, but we don't have any mesh on us. But so this will work nonetheless. And we're just gonna make a small patch for the hole. So once you got your piece of paper tape cut to just smaller than the size of your repair mud on there, we're going to take this, we're going to dip it in water first. What it does is make sure that you won't get any bubbles under the tape. It adheres much better to the wet mud with wet tape. You put your piece of tape on there, just ever so tightly tap on it, and then a little more mud to go over that. And tape will move on you if you're not careful, so see, like it just did there. You just pick the best swipes when it's all said and done. Alright, so there we have our repair. We're going to let that dry. We'll sand it down, make it all smooth. If there are some imperfections after you get done sanding, the goal is to sand it without sanding the paper tape. So you want to get it smooth, but don't take all the mud away. Once you get it all sanded, if there are no more imperfections, you're good to prime and paint. If there are some imperfections where you can still see it, then come back with another layer of mud, but pretty smooth and easy, and do a final touch-up. And once it's dry, sand, paint, and prime. And as you'll notice, there's some ridges in there. They're fairly shallow, but this doesn't have to be absolutely wall smooth, because that's what sanding, this stuff is made to be sanded. So get the chunks out, make it as smooth as you possibly can, but don't fret if it's not just dead level smooth. And because you're going to come back later on and sand that all off, and when you get done sanding it, it's going to be perfect. Hope this helps with your drywall repairs. For larger holes, see our following videos and we'll show you how to take care of those. Hope this helps. Please subscribe if you haven't already. See you in the next time. Thanks for viewing.